Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi, and today I'm covering agile methodologies. But before that, we need to understand what is agility. Agility means respond to changes quickly and efficiently. That means we need to deliver software quickly but without compromising the quality. So there is emphasis on quality. So you have to react any changes during the software development, including the risk factors. So what are the changes on which software development team has to react quickly and efficiently? First of all is the requirements, that you have to change, react quickly whenever new requirement are raised by the customer at any stage of software development, but you can ask him extra time, extra cost. And then technology. Any new technology is introduced in the market, you have to react quickly and you need to train your team before customer will force you to switch to the new technology. Like I remember the case of Visual Studio to Visual Studio.NET. When Microsoft Visual Studio.NET was introduced, all the customer requested to change the technology from ASP to ASP.NET or C Sharp. And similarly, I remember another example. There was a tool introduced, it's called Java Versata. And there is a company, its name is Descon Infosys, and they have a project in America. And Descon Infosys is a Pakistan based company, but they have offices in America. They have a client in America which required to develop an ERP system, enterprise resource planning system, and they were using front end C Sharp and the back end was Microsoft SQL Server, and the processing logic, business logic was written in C Sharp, and the .NET and the Microsoft SQL Server was the database, the backend. And then when Java Versata was introduced, it was around 2007. Customer forced them to change the business logic from C Sharp to Java Versata, and software company was team was not ready, and the project manager, I remember his name is Khavar. So Khavar called me in early morning because that time I was doing my PhD, and I was in contact of almost 100 companies in around my hometown Lahore. And he knew that I have the contact because I met him during my PhD studies regarding this questionnaire or survey from the projects they were doing. So he called me and he asked me, "Do you know any software company who is developing, who is using Java Versata?" So I heard first time, and I am teaching from 2001 in top universities of Pakistan, and in ComSets and Punjab University, and in College of Information Technology, University of Lahore. I taught in Connect College and Pitag Institute of Engineering. But I said, sorry, again, pardon. He said, Java Versata. I say, no, I never heard. Let me check my students who were working in different software companies. So I called almost 20 students in different companies. All of them replied, no, we don't know this technology. We also heard first time. Then they have to outsource it from an American company, and meanwhile they don't have even Java programmer. Then they hire Java programmers, then they train them, and there was a lot of time they took to take full control from outsourcing company to in-house. So that is the case if you don't respond to that new technology. Budget, if you are lacking short of budget, you have to you have to respond quickly, and before you have to take corrective action quickly before it's too late. Budget, schedule, risk, for example. So for example, you deliver the first release late, then you have to cover up or bridge the gap of a second release early, or some third release a little bit early to cover the gap. To have Normally I use the example of Sirat Mustaqim and Shaitan path. So you have to close the distance from shaitan path to towards the Sirat Mustaqim. You should be that's the planned budget, planned schedule, and the shaitan path is the actual budget and the actual schedule. So you have to bridge the gap to get close to the planned budget and planned schedule. And similarly, team, if team members are switching, you have to react quickly, and you have to adjust, you have to adapt the existing team members to take the role of that leaving team member. So this is don't have time to hire new team members meanwhile. So you have to complete the project, so you don't want to have delay. So because of that, you ask the existing team members to play the role of that leaving team member. Or for example, this is the reason it's called, we need a cross-functional team that can, one programmer can work as tester, or tester can work as database designer can work as an architect, or configuration manager, or integration manager, or quality assurance engineer, or architect. So they can have multiple roles and multiple skills. So we call it cross-functional. And so resources, for example, you are lacking short, you have to take action quickly to stop failing the project, and to complete it on time, and within the budget and within the schedule. Then the concept or philosophy of agile, it was linked with 9/11, because we have world before 9/11 and we have world after 9/11. So the world after 9/11 was totally different, because after 9/11, the investors or the finance people, they stopped funding the projects, and software companies were almost lacking short of their resources. They don't have money to pay salary, so most of the companies were firing the employees. And I remember the 2001, most of the companies, they don't have money to pay salary, to pay rent, to pay bill, electricity bill, or mobile or telephone bill, or for example, the office expenditures, like pantry expenses, so petrol allowances or mobile allowances. So that was very tough period. And I remember the company NetSol, they don't have money, they did not have money to pay salary, and they delay their salaries almost 6 months, and they ask their team members to leave, or to wait. If they survive, then their salary will be considered as investment in the company, as a partnership. So that was the situation. In that situation, the top gurus of software development, the project managers or system analysts, they sat together, and they made an agile alliance. So it has a website, www.agilealliance.org. So Agile Alliance was established, and then they defined agile values, agile principles. They have four agile values, that you have to prefer people over methodologies or tools. People are more important than the methodologies, than the tools you are using. So you have to be flexible with the tools, with the methodologies, with the techniques, with the practices. And team members are important. You have to give weightage to them, you have to train them, you have to give them power, you have to reward them. So that's the first value. Working version over comprehensive documentation. Working focus on working version. So agile is more towards the code centric approach. So we have to focus on more on coding and testing rather than on comprehensive documentation. You are taking time to do planning, analysis, and design. And then the third value is, you have to collaborate, or you have to coordinate very strongly with the customer rather than the contract negotiation. So you have to you don't need to worry about the contract, that how much time, how much cost will take. Try to collaborate with the customer, try to have strong coordination communication with the customer, because that time you have to survive. So survival needs, you must have project, so you can attract the customer to spend money on small projects, so the software company can have blood circulation, the money circulation to pay salaries and their expenditures. And the fourth value, respond to changes quickly and efficiently, rather than strict planning. The traditional methodologies like waterfall, the red spiral, it has a plan. We call them plan driven software development, plan driven methodologies, whereas we have agile is called the modern methodologies, or we call it flexible software development, modern development methodologies. So you have to be flexible with your budget, with your schedule, with the resources or the requirements. If customer asks to change the requirements at the last stage, like you are at the deployment stage, and at that stage you customer asks you to change the requirements, then you don't need to ask the customer, sorry, I will consider these requirements in the next release. Say welcome to him. So welcome to the new requirements even at the last stages of the software development. So that's the concept of the first thing even the first value, the prefer people. We also call agile as behavioral driven development. It's more towards the attitude. Select only those team members which have the attitude. uh, I remember the case uh, in Australia. There was a software company in which there are almost 1,000 team members working on different projects, the traditional projects, traditional methodologies. Uh, some team members requested the project manager or the system analyst or the chief executive that we want to implement agile. So he said, okay, go ahead, Bismillah. So then, out of 1,200 team members automatically switch to agile methodologies because they have the attitude, and they have successfully implemented agile values, agile principles, agile methodologies, whereas the rest refuse to switch, and they still kept on using the traditional methodologies. I remember the case of another company also in Australia. They have teams, almost 200 plus team members, and the chief executive requested them to switch to agile methodologies. And after almost 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, there was no delivery and there was no successful implementation of agile methodologies. Then they call agile consultant, agile coach. I forgot to mention few names, the top gurus. The Alistair Cockburn was there, who made Agile Alliance. Jim Highsmith is there. There is Mike Cohen. There is Ken Schwaber. There is there was Ken Schwaber is there. Jim Highsmith is there. Mike Cohen is there. Alistair Cockburn is there. So there are some more people, I forgot their names, but these are the main gurus. So they are the agile coaches, they are the scrum trainers as well. Ken Beck is, yes, I forgot his name. Ken Beck is there. Like Ken Schwaber, Ken Beck introduced XP methodology, and Ken Schwaber introduced the Scrum methodology. So these are the gurus who made Agile Alliance, who defined these agile values. So the example of the software company, they call Alistair Cockburn, and Alistair Cockburn, after meeting with his team's members, he said, "Sorry, you hired wrong people. These wrong people mean they don't have attitude of agile software development. So preferred people mean it also includes their attitude. Select only those team members which have the attitude of software development. So that these are the main four values. And then the Agile Alliance defined 12 golden principles of agile software development. First principle is satisfy the customer through early and continuous increments. So that means you have to make customer happy with the early delivery, and how much early, it's defined another principle. And early delivery, the first release early, then continuous deliveries. Not only the first release you deliver early and then you start delaying, second release late, third release further late. How much early? It's defined that the principle number 2, the delivery time. Deliver the first release in couple of weeks. Couple of weeks mean 2 to 3 weeks, and the whole software in couple of months. That means complete software in 2 to 3 months. That means agile methodologies, they were designed to address small projects, so 9/11 situation can be resolved and software industry can survive. So because of that, the investors can think that it's a small project, 2 months, 3 months, so it's not heavy or huge investment. So if in case, because after the 9/11 there was a threat of third world war, and the American president was George W. Bush, and he threatened the world that it's a war between Christianity and Islam, and it's a crusade and blah blah blah. So there was the investors was in threat that maybe third world war is going to start. So they were trying to stop they are trying to block the investment, because if you don't survive, or the company doesn't exist, or bank doesn't exist, then who is going to use the software gin? So because of that, they were uncertainty. Maybe world war is going to start. Maybe the customer company get closed, or like the corona case is there. It was very damaging for the economy of the most of the advanced countries and the underdeveloping countries, and like the countries who were depending on tourism sector, like for example France, or for example Turkey, Dubai. They were heavily hit by corona crisis. So it's also crisis. So third world war in 9/11 situation was going to be threat, and there was crisis situation. So the investors are very smart. They don't want to invest in such situation. They were in the such mode. Maybe if third world war is started, or will be started, or company will close, or bank, for example, it's a banking software and bank will close, then there was a loss of money. So they stopped funding the project, financing the projects. Investors were not in mode to invest. So this was agile was an attraction for them. So they will spend some money. So that's the mode. So deliver first release in couple of 2 to 3 weeks, and complete software in couple of months. That was the principle number 2. I remember a company, its name was Choreo, and I checked their website. It was www.choreo.com, American-based company. They have written a mission statement on their company's website. We deliver the first release in first week, and there will be one release in every week. That means 1 week means 5 working days. 5 working days, and there is 8 hours per day. So that means in 5 days and 40 hours, 8 multiplied by 40, you have to do planning, analysis, design, coding, testing, maintenance. Testing involve alpha, beta, maintenance, and delivery, and deploy, installation. So 5 working days. That was the mission statement of the Choreo.com. And then they survived 9/11, And after that, IBM purchased Choreo.com at the cost of $182 million. And then IBM did not fire them because this was the stage when IBM switched from hardware industry to the software industry. They were merging different companies, and they said the top management of IBM asked them, before you were working for Choreo, now you will work for IBM with the same designations. We will not fire anybody, we will not terminate anyone, because you are the excellent people, the best teams, best people, the preferred people, best people we have. So you will continue with better designation or better salaries with better packages. So this is the situation. 5 working days, it's like superhero or jinn, because you have to be on your heels, the best of the best, in 5 working days. Agile is saying 2 to 3 weeks, couple of weeks, 2 to 3, but Choreo is asking 1 week, 5 working days. So 40 hours per week, and they are going to deliver the first. They are going to first working version in the first week, and every week there will be a one increment, one release with working version, with update, with upgrades. So that was the concept of the second principle. Then team and the customer, they must have to work together throughout the project. Consistent work throughout the project means the customer must be present at software company's side, and that's practically not possible. So because of that, software company or consultant or Agile Alliance, the coaches, they said the project manager or the system analyst will have double role. He will be representative of team like project manager or system analyst, and second role, he will act as a customer. So he is responsible to go to the customer side to collect the requirements, and then based on the requirements he will come to the software company, and then he will ask the team that these are the requirements and I'm the customer. So he will deal with the team as customer will deal. So then he is going to approve the release, and he is responsible to deploy at the customer side. So we in Agile XP we call it product specialist, extreme programming methodology, whereas in Scrum we call it product owner. So that is the principle number 3. Then the principle number 4, the team and the customer must have face-to-face meeting. That means very clearly Agile is recommending to have co-located team. It's not for distributed teams, it's not for outsourcing, it's not for third party or offshore development. It's asking the team and customer must have face-to-face meeting. No video conferencing, no email, no WhatsApp, no telephone, no other means. Must have face-to-face meeting. If there is some confusion, you can immediately ask, you can immediately make it clear. No confusion between team and the customer, no confusion among the team members. They must have face-to-face meetings, even no intercom, no email, no WhatsApp, no other means of communication. They must have face-to-face so they can read the facial expression. On the base of that, if there is something, immediately ask to save the time. That is the principle number 4. Welcome requirement, principle number 5. At any stage of software development, even you are at the testing level, customer asks to change the requirement, you are at design level, welcome. But you can ask the customer, previously I was delivering in second week, in 2 weeks time, now I will take 3 weeks with extra time, with extra money. Customer is happy and you are happy, but say welcome. Don't say no or say we'll see in the next release, or we'll see in the next week or next version. So immediately say welcome, make him happy. Customer must be happy, customer must be satisfied. Then trust and respect among the team member. Trust is very important for learning. For example, if I'm a programmer and I don't know anything, I ask to the project manager or the quality assurance engineer or the database designer or the architect, then he should not broadcast this news, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera. Oh, Dr. Rizwan doesn't know this, Dr. Rizwan doesn't know this. Because ultimately it will reach to me and then I will hesitate to ask any question. So it will stop learning, because question is the first step of learning. When you don't ask question, that means you stop the learning. You think I know everything, and that is the end of your career, end of your knowledge, and that is the downfall started. So as a learner, you must be eager and you must be curious. Question, you must have to ask question. And when I ask something, the other guy has to make it, he must have trust that he will not broadcast this CNN, share this with other people, or my personal discussion with the other people, because ultimately somehow it will reach to you. Because there are always bad people, there are always good people. I remember the film of Shah Rukh Khan, My Name is Khan. He said, my mother taught me that there are two kind of people in this world. We have good people, we have the bad people. So there are good people, bad people everywhere in every team. So trust is the first thing. Respect is also very important from learning point of view, like a student and the instructor or his teacher, ustad. If student has no respect for his teacher, teacher is like a parent. If like has no respect for his parent, he will not learn from them. If he has no respect for his teachers, he will not learn from them. If he will make fun, I remember the case. I was in Malaysia in 1990 2001, and there was one guy. I was doing master, and there was one guy. He came from Kenya. His name was Nasser. He was doing undergraduate. I was staying in a hostel, and there was a hostel for temporary residents for the people, for the students who were coming from abroad, from different countries. Stay there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. Meanwhile, they find their own residence for rent, and then they left. But because I was the warden of the hostel, so I stayed there permanently for my 2 years period of during my master. I remember the Nasser stayed there for 3 months, 4 months. During that period, because it was temporary residence, so I don't have too many students with me to interact. So I was interacting with him because he was in the newcomer in this field, and I was the senior guy. So I tried to help him. I tried to guide him in different areas of software engineering and architecture and programming. After 1 month, 2 months, I feel he started making fun of me. Like when I tried to help him, or I answered something, he made a fun, ha 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 ha. This is the answer. So after that, when I felt that he's trying to make fun of every answer, every solution, I stopped guiding him. So enough, full stop, khali wali, no more, bus. So that is the stage. So similarly in the team, like when you have daily meetings, in the daily meeting you ask your problems, you ask your questions, and you try to get help. And if you try to help the guy who is asking, who's mentioning his problem or who is defining his problem, if you'll say ha ha ha, this is the solution, this is the answer, then next time you will not help him. So I remember the quote of Hazrat Ali, Radiallahu Ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Ali used to say, if I learn one word from anyone, he is my teacher, he is my star. So respect, you have to pay respect to the guy. When there is a respect, there is a learning. Student cannot learn from any instructor. For them, they don't have respect. Like they cannot answer their questions for topics like advanced topics, relevant topics, surrounding areas. Then they don't take him seriously, and they said, oh, okay, finish this course, let it complete, or try to complain against him, to switch him, to remove him from that course. So next time they ask other students, because student is the best marketing team for you. They say, don't register with him, he doesn't know anything, or he has no knowledge about this area. So next time nobody will register with you, and you have bad reputation. So same case is here if you make fun, nobody will teach you. So trust and respect is very important for the agile team to learn from each other, because we have different experiences. Nobody's perfect. We say jack of all trades is a master of none. No, but you have to learn. You keep on learning different areas to improve your deficiencies, improve your weak areas. You have your strengths, you have weaknesses. Like a SWOT test is their strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the companies. Similarly, as individuals, we have weaknesses, we have threats. So it's a learning cycle. Rabbi zidni ilma. Oh Allah, increase my knowledge. Even our Prophet used to say, even he was the city of knowledge. So sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you have to be learner. That's the principle number 6. Velocity of the project must be measured throughout the project. You have to measure the progress by using different techniques, like we have in agile, we have a burn down chart is there, we have Kanban chart is there, or in traditional methodology we have Microsoft Gantt chart is there, we have critical path modeling technique, we have earned value analysis to make sure how much is the difference between planned budget and planned schedule, like cost performance, cost variances, and schedule variances. So you have to bridge the gap between cost and the schedule. So after every release, you try to measure the velocity. There is speed, there is velocity. Speed is directionless, velocity is with the direction, like Sarate Mustaqim, we know the direction, like GPS is there. So you have to measure the velocity of your project throughout the software development till the deployment, so till the whole software, complete software. Then emphasis on good design. You don't have time to do too much documentation, because our focus is on more on coding, more on programming. It's a code driven approach. So whatever the design you do, use case, class, or sequence. I remember when I was visiting to software companies in Pakistan. Some companies were using only use case diagram. Some companies are using use case and class diagram. Some companies are only using sequence diagram. So whatever the design you have in terms of architecture, in terms of interfaces, it should be comprehensive. For the Descon Infosys, the project, it was called Great Project. I saw their documentation. They have 2 pages use case description for each use case. 2 page, did not with the spaces, with the 12 font size, with no single spacing. There was single spacing, 12 font size, and 2 page use case description for one use case. So it's comprehensive. So the programmer or developer, coder doesn't need to ask the designer or project manager what I need to do. So what are the actors, what are the artifacts, what are the functions, what are the related classes, everything very clear. So what are the inputs, outputs, everything should be mentioned. It should be comprehensive, should be of high quality, whatever you do the documentation. And unlike the rational unified process model, where you have so many diagrams to show the static aspects and dynamic aspects of the system, it should be of high quality. Best architecture and design principle number 9 always come from self-organization. Only select those team members who are organized, who are disciplined. Don't involve messy people in your team, because messy people will cause delay for all team members, because team is like a gel, they are working together, they are strongly collaborated. So one member will affect all, like rotten egg, rotten tomato. Don't involve him. So only select those people because they have the creativity, they have innovation. So best architecture and design always come from self-organized, self-disciplined people. Best design, best architecture will come only select those team members which used to perform their things on time or in time. Don't involve such people who are habitual of delaying things. Principle number 10: adjust and tune according to the situation. If changes in requirements, adjust. Change in tool, technology, adjust. Change in team, adjust. Resources, adjust. Uh, uh, Attitude of the customer, the different people, attitudes, deal with them according to their psychology, according to their mental state. So adjust and tune. You have to delay in budget, immediately adjust. Delay in schedule, immediately adjust. Requirements, technology, tools, anything. You have to adjust according to the situation. Be flexible. Be adaptive. Adapt the situation. Principle number 11, KISS principle. Keep it simple. Simple architecture, simple design, simple documentation, simple coding. Make it easy to understand, make it easy and understandable for all stakeholders, even they are non-IT guys. They can give you feedback. Like customers has some end users which are not belong to, which are not IT literate, which are IT illiterate. So even they can give you feedback. Non-technical people can give you feedback. So it should be simple. Follow KISS principle. Don't try to have flashy interfaces. Don't try to have difficult algorithms, difficult data structure styles, difficult code. Make it easy and understandable, easy to update, easy to upgrade, easy to download, so quality of service will not be affected. Principle number 12, agile project needs dedicated team. Before agile, we have team member working in multiple projects, but agile is demanding to have a dedicated team that is only allocated for one project till the project is completed. So from here, after 9/11, there was change in software industry, that we have dedicated team, because when you are working on multiple projects, your mind is involved in multiple things. You cannot concentrate, you cannot focus on your project. So in order to concentrate, in order to focus on your project, we need a dedicated team, like dedicated line we have for internet connectivity. Dedicated team needs to till project is completed, to complete within time, within the budget, on within the budget, within the schedule. So it would say on time and as per the planned budget, planned schedule is there. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.